This is one of the most interesting reads I've come across. It's rather complex and takes a while to digest, but it's 100% worth it. It's an official declassified CIA document, and a terrific analysis of consciousness and beyond, known as the Gateway Process. While it's an older document and has been declassified for a while now, the fact that modern developments in science, quantum physics, psychedelics, and neurobiology confirm what's written within those pages is nothing short of outstanding. It explains consciousness in a profound and analytical way and merges knowledge from mystics from Hindu, Buddhist, and Tibetan cultures to contemporary scientific knowledge of Planck distance, Einstein's theory of relativity, and the works of Niels Bohr. The cosmic spiral and torus is everything, and everything is one. It seems as though individual consciousness is pulled from the collective consciousness using the frequency vibrations of the being. This applies to humans, whales, fungus, and amoeba. Mystics of past and present, including all ancient religions, understood these concepts thousands of years ago. Still, it takes much to open the minds of the most pragmatic, self-conscious, and uptight people. '31. The out-of-body movement. This remarkable phenomenon has been saved for discussion in detail until last because of the interest in which it occasions and special circumstances involved in its attainment. Monroe Institute stresses that the Gateway program was not established solely for the purpose of enabling participants to obtain the out-of-body state. Nor does the program guarantee that most participants will succeed in doing it during the course of the training at the Institute. Only one tape out of the many which make up the Gateway experience is devoted to the techniques involved in the out-of-body movement. Basically, these techniques are merely designed to make it easier for the individual to achieve the out-of-body state when his brainwave pattern and personal energy levels have reached a point that he is in apparent harmony with his surrounding electromagnetic environment, such that he feels that he has reached the threshold where separation is a possibility. To facilitate achieving the out-of-body state, Bob Monroe, the founder of Monroe Institute, is quoted in a recent magazine article as saying that in order to assist the participant, the particular hemisync tape concerned with that technique employs beta signals of around 2,877.3 CPS, or cycles per second. Since 30 to 40 CPS is considered to be the normal range for beta brainwave signals, those associated with the wakeful state, it is apparent that the Monroe Institute is convinced that the same heightened state of brainwave frequency output which promotes altered states of consciousness is also an important consideration in assisting in the achievement of out-of-body states. The actual techniques employed for separating from the body involve such simple maneuvers as rolling out, lifting out after the fashion of a telephone pole, wherein the individual separates in a rigid, head-first manner, such that he finds himself standing at attention at the foot of his physical body, and sliding out through either end of his body. 32. Role of REM sleep. It is interesting to note that Bob Monroe informed the Gateway class that finished on the 7th of May 1983 that an ex-trainer of his operating in Charlottesville, Virginia, found that he could guarantee out-of-body movements by bringing participants down into a rapid eye movement, REM, state of sleep, and then use the hemisync tape technique. This may well be a function of the fact
control. Inside is an explosion. Enslavement happened because you're unaware. So your unawareness is the problem. So how to become aware? What is this awareness? Awareness is in many different levels. Don't identify any thought as negative because it's just a thought. Who told you it's negative? It's just a thought. You're making it up, maybe you like it. What's the problem? If you understand it's just a thought, it has no power. If you think it's a reality, then it destroys you.
SyncMind presents a compilation of Sadhguru's talks on handling negative thoughts and feelings.
Any convenience that we create for yourself, time or money or a car or a technology that we created for our convenience, Out of our unawareness, we get enslaved to it. There is nothing wrong with the device that we created. There's nothing wrong with the car, there's nothing wrong with the money, there's nothing wrong with the time. You got enslaved to it out of your unawareness. That's the problem, isn't it? Time is not the problem, money is not the problem, car is not the problem, any other technology is not the problem. You got enslaved to it, that is the problem. Enslavement happened because you're unaware. So your unawareness is the problem. So how to become aware? What is this awareness? Awareness is in many different levels. What you are aware of is all that exists for you. This must be understood. Right now you're sitting here, don't turn back and see. Right now there is a huge dinosaur standing behind you. You are not aware of it. Does it exist for you? No. So it doesn't matter, such a huge animal is standing there, you are not aware of it, so it doesn't exist for you. So only what you are aware of exists for you. Right now your awareness is limited to small aspect of your life. Whole aspect of spirituality means to become aware of everything that you are, so that before you go, you know life, you experience life in its totality, to live totally. To live and to live totally, that's spirituality, so that you know life in all dimensions. You don't go just knowing a little part of your life, you want to know all of it. So if you want to know all of it, how? So awareness is just like this. Right now your energies, your body, your emotion, your mind, everything is functioning at a certain limited voltage. You crank up the voltage, suddenly you start seeing so many things which are not in your experience till that moment. So in a way, to put it very simply, to put it technically, you need to turn up your voltage. The voltage, the life voltage within you, you can turn up your voltage simply with your enthusiasm, but that will not take you all the way. There are other kinds of technologies to turn up your voltage in a certain way, where all the time you're high. See, within myself right now I'm absolutely drunk. Not with alcohol, okay? I never touched it. I'm totally drunk within myself. Am I balanced enough and logical enough to handle it?
The Divine Masculine is a new energy that has entered the scene here on Earth. He has a clear mission, and he won't be tempted by praise or position. He is here to end the victim-perpetrator cycle that humanity has been stuck in. His power to change the whole playing field during this time of mass spiritual awakening is noted by the powers that be. And because of that, he is a target and he has unique challenges. So today I will be sharing what the true meaning of the Divine Masculine is. And at the end of this video, I will share the Divine Masculine's mission during this age. The Divine Masculine, in this current stage, has had to overcome a lot of programming. Even the abuse he has suffered is a unique one. Every direction he turns, the Matrix wants to mold him into the image of the false masculine. He is shamed out of his feelings and knocked out of his emotional body. His sex drive is targeted to keep him out of his higher centers. With nowhere to go, the energy is blocked in the root center, creating a limited identity of his full potential. He is suppressed by forces that look like they are for him. They don't want him to step into his inner authority, so the patriarchy of the false father brainwash him into believing that true masculinity is in patriotism and serving his country, when in reality he has become an order. This theme is woven into the DNA of this time period. Its progression is larger than the sum of its parts may appear, since this is no simple plot about empowering what was once deprived. What I mean is, we have only known a very limited perspective of what the feminine energy truly is. But it's as good a place to start. So today I will be talking all about what the rise of the Divine Feminine is truly about, and at the end of this video, I will share the esoteric results of the Divine Feminine rising. There were very important energetic shifts that took place in the 1960s. A large cycle spanning over centuries was coming to a close that had reached its peak in the 1950s, as well as energetic groundwork that was needed in preparation for the coming harmonic convergence. This cycle that was closing out was the exploration of separation consciousness. The masculine and feminine energies had been entirely separated in the collective for millenniums as they were on a deep excavation into a sort of vision quest of how gender is expressed in the physical form, without its counterpart expression. In order for this to happen, the masculine and feminine energies needed to be cut off from one another so that we could experience what that expression of gender would be like in their fully separated states. This doesn't mean that each gender was cut off completely from the energy of the opposite sex. What it means is that this stark division between the two has been the dominant theme taking place. The male energy was regarded as above the